Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome to the stream. Sorry it took so long. I was trying to wait for Blizzard to get itself back online, and it looks like it finally did. So that's it. So finally, it's back online. What the hell is going on? Why is it so freaking warm in my room? Oh, not at 100%. Never go 100% air conditioning. Did it. But that's where we're at, guys. I'm going to jump right in. We're going to work on my level 16 Hammerdin, which is named Beordrick. You'll see him in a minute. And we're going to build him. Up. What up, Candy? Into his. What up, my friend? Good morning. How are you? Tell me everything. It's a remix. Alright, so we're going to go with the Hammerdin. And where am I? I want to get to level 17 before I go on to Loot Golain. I killed Endario last night pretty easily, after I figured out what I was doing wrong. But I'm liking going in and building all these different characters and trying to figure out which one I like the best. I like the Assassin, I like my Sorceress. They're just a lot weaker than I would have anticipated. This guy's a little more tanky. We'll see if that happens. I'd like to build them all up and just use them for different things. Obviously, this guy's going to be better for magic finding and charms, and the Sorceress will be much better for runes and things. But without further ado, let's do this. As soon as I hit the right button. There we go. Ta-da! Alright. Stuff got expensive. See that? We were just talking, looking for gym equipment. Oh, yeah, it did. Do a lot of research and make sure that you're ready for that. Hey, Kirtle. Yeah, before you buy any gym equipment, weigh it, look at it. If you can, go there and check it out. But I would hold off if you're going to buy anything. Jen, what's up? If you're going to buy any gym equipment, Ken, I would probably wait until, if you can, another like month or two before the big sales come through. All right, so we're doing a Hammerdin. This type of paladin basically uses a couple different spells. We're going to respec him at level 18. I want to get to 17 so I can use my stealth chest plate that, of course, I made for him. And the really good thing is that everything is interchangeable as far as in between characters. But how's everybody's morning going so far? Cool. And so basically this build, I'm using what's called Holy Fire. That's what this little aura is. And what Holy Fire does is aura damages nearby enemies with heavenly flames. Adds fire damage to your attack. Right now, it is at 41 to 60 damage with a radius of 8. So anything that comes within 8 yards of me, 8.5 yards, gets roasted. Let me find something. Hopefully slow-moving somethings. Oh, there we go. Here's some slow-moving. So see how they just die before they get to me? Once I kill his Resurrector, everything is done. Because the weapon is for things that are strong enough and penetrate that, like these guys. And what I'm using here on this side is Zeal. So what Zeal does in this combination is Zeal Holy Fire. And what this does is allows me to attack multiple adjacent enemies. So when I hit something, I hit them, and it like kind of it's like a chain lightning attack, but with physical damage. What's going on? Yeah, sorry, Eric. I had a little bit of a problem here, waiting for Blizzard to get their servers back up and going. And you'll see things that are a little more powerful, like the floaty fire shooting guys. I forgot what they called. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Wait till you see what I build into after this. So level 18, I'm going to respec this guy when I'm able to get the other skill I want, which is Blessed Hammer. Now summons ethereal hammer that spirals outward, damaging enemies it hits. So basically, it's like just this whirling. It's like a cyclone without you, or a whirlwind without you having to spin around. Extra damage to the undead, obviously, because I'm a paladin. I'm blessed with all that holy stuff, which is good in hell, clearly. Which is the main setting for Diablo. But all in all, a pretty strong build so far. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. And of course, you got the FCR. You want faster attack speed with, not cast rate, you want attack speed with this one. And that's pretty much it. So I'm basically using almost no mana with each hit. Where am I going? I'm wandering around like an idiot. That's what I'm doing. We're just trying to get to level, what did I say? Level 17. And how are you doing, Eric? What is going down, my friend? How goes the Apex grind? Hi, Spideys. And you got the tankiness, the natural tankiness of the Paladin, which is very cool. And then you have the, you know, the old Paladin where it's kind of half magic, half tanky. Attack speed for your build, it depends. Are you hitting them with something? And are you within the threshold? Like, what's your next breakpoint for your... Because attack speed is based on animations. Like, if you watch the Zeal spell, right? When the Zeal spell hits, it does its animation regardless. So that's what slows your character down, is that animation. So watch. See how it does that 2-hit? So now if I can get that, the idea behind when I said what's your breakpoint is, can I get that to the point where there is no delay? Or what is the best FCR or ACR attack rate for, you know, to make that happen? And there's a whole bunch of different calculations and formulas and stuff. And if you want to get crazy into the weeds with that, I would look it up, because it would take me way longer to explain it here in a cohesive manner than that they can do it if you watch a video and have actual live examples that I don't have in front of me. So here's Pox the Unclean, okay? So here, see, I'm getting actually hit now, but all those little minions are dying. So that wasn't bad for a group of elite monsters. Right, you need cast speed. Or, yeah, exactly. FCR, faster cast rate. Unless you're in feral form. If you're in feral form, you're actually using physical attacks, I believe. In that case, you would need ACR. Oh, sorry. Because they're all based on Dungeons and Dragons, and Dungeons and Dragons started off with some of the biggest spiders around. It was always one of the mobs, which started from actually Tolkien in The Hobbit, when Bilbo went and fought the spiders to save the rest of the dwarves. Ah. If that ever happens, Eric, and you need somebody, grab me. If I'm around, I'll definitely jump in with you. It's just hard with, nothing against, you know, Gerald and Saba. Just they are so fast at everything, and that's great, and I want them to be. But I'm just kind of playing catch up all the time, and that's my own fault. I'm not blaming them. Playing catch up and not able to loot as well and understand it as well. But I understand that, you know, they only know one speed. That's 100% forward. Yep. So blame Tolkien, because Dungeons and Dragons is based on, you know, Tolkien's adventures for the most part, and a lot of the characters that he wrote about showed up in things: orcs, goblins, spiders, giants, changelings, elves, dwarves, halflings, all of those things. And I wish they had like a training area or a training type thing to kind of get everything done, aside from the, you know, the staging area that you have, Eric. It would be perfect to have just like against bots or something. Why couldn't you write about mermaids? Because he thought mermaids were dumb. They have no special powers. They can't do anything on land. All they want to do is be part of that world. That's right. I went Disney. Straight Disney. And watch this, Ken, too. Check this out. The magic of a Hammerdin. Watch this. You see my fire resistance is 44%? But wait, it's 78%. Because you have different auras that allow you to, you know, do different things. So you can set your resistances, cold resist, lightning resist, and all kinds of resists. So once you get this, my resist fire skill is 76%. So if I'm fighting a boss like Diablo that's 100% fire, I would throw this up there, and I don't need to worry about having equipment and gems and things. Yep. You know, it's hard for me too, because I just feel like, even though it's not the case, I know it's in my head, I feel like I'm just dragging everybody down because they're constantly waiting for me or showing me things. And I know they want to get through and win, and I get that. I don't blame them for it. All right, these guys. So now here's what I'm gonna start to get. This is where you see the beauty of the build. So I have that faster attack speed, and I just took out a group of elite mobs that quick. She's a witch. Sorcery. I'm rich. Now watch this. Ready? Look, mono hands. Crazy. Crazy. I don't have to do anything. Now, you can do it with anything. You have fire, cold, resist lightning. So you could pump them all up if you want to waste the points on it. Now, this one is very cool. Check this out. When active, auras decreases fire, cold, and lightning damage done to you and your whole entire party. So first level is 60%, second level is 75%. So when you have this, if you spend, you know, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, to get down to here, 4 points, you can get your resistances on everything from one thing. So it all depends on how you want to play. True. But there's always a bigger fish. Like right now, what's my poison resist at? 71? Okay, cool. I can take out Andario with that. And once you play this a couple times, you start to learn what the mobs' resists are, what their, you know, attacks are, what they're immune to, and things like that. So it gets a little easier going through this, and every character I make, I learn a little bit more, and it all comes back to me a little bit more. Right now, I'm just looting all kinds of corpses and whatnot. Aw. All right, cool. I'll keep that in mind. All right, so we need to get over ourselves. Basically, is what this all means. So see how I'm hitting all the mobs with that one thing? That's my holy fire going through. Now Mold Fist is hurting me. So I don't know what his was. Hey, look, an Ithrin. Yay. Why am I picking up random crap? That's awesome. All right, so I'll pop in again probably tomorrow since I'm off, and we'll do, if you guys are around, we'll do another round. But yeah, this is some of the stuff that I gambled for, Ken. Check it out. So you do get good stuff eventually. And I wanted to get a bunch of stuff that I can do on starting characters as well. Yeah, it was brutal. Ken stuck it out, though, man. Props to Ken. He must have killed that mob, I don't know, dozens and dozens of times. But he did it. So kudos to you, bud. She finally dropped that rune. Just don't get upset when you lose money, because money in this game is easy, especially early on in normal. It's not important to have money, because once you build a couple things, you can have them all for your characters. Like, you can strip one character to play another and vice versa until you get to the point where you have a good amount of equipment to just interchange between everything. You going to AC? Feels like the hell you are. See, these guys are tough. They take a while to kill. Plus, I hit them. It's true. He didn't have to kill her. Finally, she was just like, you know what? Here. Just here. Take it and go. Please leave me alone. Tomorrow, little Grim goes for his neuter. Poor little dude. Oh god, yeah. Winning with friends, that should be a game. Yep. And then I go for my neurologist appointment tomorrow at 3:30, I think? Or no, something like that. I don't know, sometime in the afternoon. And I go meet with the dietitian on Thursday. Doctors, doctors, doctors. That is my life. This way? Gotcha. How's she doing? I have leveled. Now I get to use my stuff. We're gonna get faster. I still didn't get the one sword that I wanted. I wanted to make a steel sword, but I need a scimitar with 2 sockets on it. Oh, well, I'll keep looking. Regressing for body training? Yeah. Start feeding her baby food. You can set it, I believe. Oh, no, actually, it's a free-for-all. It is a free-for-all. So, especially gold if you go over. So, if you're in a group, usually it's communal loot. Hey, do you need this? Auto gold pickup you could turn off. Yeah, that looks like it. Oh, crap. Why did I get out of the game? I don't know why I did that. Now I just lost my portal. Oh, well. Yay, I'm faster. Whee! You don't need the loot, Eric, in this game, sadly. Some of the loot I'll pick up if it's yellow right now, but, you know, I have enough money right now just trying to get to hell. I know. Lillian would be the same way. She's losing her mind. What's up, Fire? Hello, Wilson. Hello, neighbor. Sail balloon! Oh, look at how much faster I am. This is so much better now. This is why the stealth set is so amazing so early on. Wow, look at how much faster my attack speed is, too, with this. Come to me, minions of darkness. I dare thee to fight me. Is there none of you brave enough to stand up to Beodric, Paladin of the Deep? Beodric of the Light. May the feather be with you. Where the hell are all the creatures? Hey, here's some. Hi, guys. Ooh. We have champions. Wow. That was just a blue set of mobs, and I tore through them. That was ridiculous. Good on those, good on those. I might, Rabbit, I might. I haven't decided yet. No? This is an amazingly fun build. Because I figured out, you know, I'm fighting demons. Why don't I just go Paladin? They have so much damage to the undead and demons, it's crazy. Like, extra damage. It's pretty much all I fight. Let me go get this gold before Eric has a coronary. Almost. It's getting there. It's got to get a little longer and filled in over here. I'm thinking about like Christmas or New Year's. We'll have a really good long. But it's up to you. How long do you want the beard? I'm growing it as fast as I can. And it's coming in pretty good. I'm happy with its progress. Right? Do that too. I typically don't play paladins in games like WoW and things like that because to me, it's almost cheating because you're as tanky as a tank, but you have really powerful magic too. I know you're probably twitching over there. I will get gold for the most part. Do I whisper nice things to my beard? Yes. And I feed it nice things. Yesterday it got chicken, and if you guys don't know, haven't known, being that I have to get a lot more protein in my diet, it's very difficult as a vegetarian, so I did incorporate chicken back into my diet as of yesterday. So the chicken massacre continues. Or death if you eat too much of it, sadly. But I'm still probably not going to do red meat, I don't think. I just want to go fight Andariel with this build. Let me see what my... Okay, yeah, I'm at poison resistance max, so that's good. Das ist gut. Das ist sehr gut. Started in Skyrim. If the Diablo servers didn't come up today, if these servers didn't come up today, I was fully prepared to play Skyrim on stream again. Modless. 100% modless. I feel dirty even saying it. Yeah, Ken and I were talking about Starfield last night and Elder Scrolls 6, and I got the feeling again. I got a feeling. All right, now we're going after Andariel, the end boss on the first on the first act. I would like a healing potion, please. Watch the tram car, please. You die. You're not the boss of me. You can't catch me. You can't catch me. Oh, you caught me. You do it the hard way. All right, fine. Welcome to Holy Fire. Screams like a little girl. That's true. Dinosaur meat is definitely self-defense. All right, so we got an axe.
I am overburdened.
I am overburdened. I am blah, 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 blah. How did you know it's a slip? Because she's in Daryl. She's good like that. Hey, guys. How are you? Hey, finally got my healing potion.
I can't carry anymore.
You know what? I don't need you, healing potion. I'm gonna go talk to Akara. Before I was a man, before I could stand, I got Slipknot on my head, thank you.
Good day.
Good day.
Coal. Let's make a lore out of this one for this person. I need for a lore. Ort and soul. With a little bit of ort and soul. And a little bit of love to grow. Do I not have a soul rune? Oh! We're gonna smack the Countess. We're gonna smack the Countess. Alright. Looks like I'm not so fancy after all. Wait, what level is that thing? Oh, level 27. I do not need that yet. I am overburdened. And guys, don't forget to smash that like button if you like what you see. And if you like it even more, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Since I don't fit the qualifications yet, I lost my ability to have members, but we'll be getting that back soon. Smack that. Sorry. And just for bear, it's easy like Sunday morning. Why can't I see? Ah, but you're blind. All right, I gotta find this freaking thing. I gotta do it. What level is that? 25. All right, so I gotta find this silly scimitar.
Good day.
Sockets. 2 sockets. 2 Why do you do it? Why? Why do you make me look for swords with sockets? That's like my whole existence in this game. Come on, Guy, don't let me down, dude.
Greetings.
Don't let me down, you rotund, bald man, you. Oh, I got excited because this has 2 sockets. But you have no sockets. Guy, you suck. I feel complete now. I am complete. Nice. It's okay. Even when you're dying, you can have a cookie or a couple cookies. The problem is if you're me, I have all the cookies. Or if there's a bag of chips in front of me, a bag of chips gets consumed. Because, you know, that whole binge eating food addict thing. Was I doing? Oh, yeah. Let's see if Farsi has it for me. All right, we'll go to Act 2. Hi, Deckard. Did I sell everything? Yes. Barv, take me east,
Good
sir.
day.
But you have a whole reprieve, Kirol, of being pregnant. You're allowed. I'm not going to show you guys the axe in case you decide to play the game.
Good day.
Bear, I know this is a dumb
Traveler.
question, but will you be getting Starfield? I mean, I think you're legally obligated at this point to buy every Bethesda title, right?
Welcome, Brother Paladin. I am Farah. I was once a devout champion of Zakharum.
No scimitars. Horrible. Horrible. Hi, babies. Oh, hey, sweetie. How are you? What's up, little man? You want to come up, say hi? Come here. Hey, little dude. Why is your face all wet? Oh. Hi, everybody. Oh, drop. Neck is all wet. Fighting with your sister? Hi, Finn. Buddy. Hi, Sylvie. Come up. Oh, okay, there you go. Look at Sylvanas. Hi, Sylvie. Little baby. Look at you. Ugh. Right? Hi, Finn. You want to come up? Come on, buddy. Come on. He's like, no, they're going to fight me. Oh, look at Grim. Little ham bone over here. For a little hamlet. Come on, Finn. Finley hates to get picked up now. The white wolf appears, exactly. Finn, come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Oh, hold on, they're coming back for him. Hey, buddy. Todd probably needs my money. Yeah, you should. Grim, stop eating Finley's head, please. Thank you. Yep, the original. Actually, Minxie was the original stream pup. Yep, the Minxie bot. Seriously. Ren, hey. Knock it off. They have one mode. Kill! There'll be a Yelp any second. Somebody bites too hard. But they gotta work it out. Finley's saying, I'm in charge here. Grim is saying, no, I'm in charge here. You're no alpha. Something expletive. Something something expletive. I deserve more food. No, I get more food. Sylvie's my girlfriend. No, she's my girlfriend. Expletive, expletive. That's the play-by-play. I don't believe that that's a Bethesda game, is it? Is that even legal? All right, so they changed it. You used to be able just to zip around portals and come back and everything would be refreshed. But now it's not. So you have to log out and log back in. Did you want me to pick you up too, babe? So you can be shown on stream? Come on, Lily. Come on. Come on, let me pick you up. I'm sure somebody's gonna come flying over here and see me in a second. Oh, it's not a glitch. They could have fixed the bug. And it worked. Damn, sometimes stuff just works out. Alright, so now we're gonna make a steel rune word. As soon as I remember how. That is tier and L. Tier L. It should, yes, but they don't want you to do that. That's the whole point. Right? Oh, Eric, do me a favor if you get a second. Can you check my main site here and see, go into the playlists and see if all the videos are listed? There should be, I don't know, well over 300, maybe 500 up there. A bunch. All right, so tier and L. L. So we got tier, boom. L, boom. Now this. Isn't that beautiful? 25% attack speed increase. Yay. Mana, light radius. Oh, cool. Good. Good, good. What, babe? The dogs want coffee? Please, God, no. Imagine Finley and little boy on coffee. It would bounce off the walls. There it is. There's the Yelp. Yeah, ow. What are you doing? I know they're fighting. And then Sylvie's like the tattletale. She'll come and try to get us to stop it. What? What, you want to come up? Oh, you want to be up here with me? You want to play games? Come here. Come here, little monkey. What are you doing? Say hi to Bear. Bear thinks you're a white wolf. What are you doing? Ow! Yep. The new dog, Grim, is the biggest mush in history. That dog is insane. Let's go find some things to beat up. Actually, let's do this out in the open where we can see. She jumping up on you too? Yep. Outside doors open? Oh. Can you guys hear them growling and snarling at each other? I think she's upset they're fighting, babe. Yes. Oh, Sylvanas is in there stopping it. We're convinced that Sylvanas thinks that they are her sheep. She's doing her little shepherd duty. So she has two little charges that she's in charge of. And she tries to herd us and them. Like, if we're not all together, she'll run and try to get whoever's missing in the pack back together. Although she does it annoyingly to the dog, she'll bite their legs. Like, kind of nip them on the leg. I think that's a shepherd or a herding dog instinct, is to kind of nip them on the legs a little bit, and they'll kind of take off. Bear, you've worked farms, is that true? Right. Hey. Grim. Stop, bud. You're Sylvanas, you're not Grim. Yeah, I tried to break up a fight between them, and Finley bit me on the ankle for my efforts. All right, let's go to Act 2. Now I feel that I'm a little more prepared. But before I go, let me resurrect my little minion.
Hello again, Outlander. Word of your great exploits in the East has reached us, even here.
So she's level 7. I'm sorry, she's going away. Let's go with, let's go with Sharin. It's a fire arrow. Let's give her a better bow. Right? There you go. That's how it was way back in the day on our 4x3 monitors. I want you to reach into every fan's head and draw from their memory. not what it was.
Good day.
Actually, why did I resurrect her? I wanted to. I'm going to use the other one here. So we're going to go with stabby pikeman here. Actually, wait, what is the best? Since this guy's a tank, what is the best mercenary for these guys? Do we even know? Okay, so we're doing Act 2 defensive.
I bet you.
All right, looks like we're going to get... Great, all the Defiance ones are level 12. So we're going to get... We want to go with Asab, Chalin, or Kasim. I think Kasim. Kasim sounds like a good strong name. That's many bears, bear. Polar, grizzly, koala, panda. Nice. Barely bearable. I can't bear all these bears, bear. All right, so what is his health? 62 and 44. So let's get him some stuff. Let's get him a cool hat. High votes today here.
I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use.
All right, let's find some weapons for this dude now. Minion setup is very
I'll
important.
put that to
Okay,
good use.
here we go. Behold the power of the clock. Guys, are you just gonna fight all day long until you have no hair left on your necks? Alright. Baby girl, stop it. You're getting all tangled up in my wire here. I know they're fighting. I know, I can't do anything about it. They're gonna fight. They're puppies. They have to sort it out. You know that you're bigger than them, right? And you can tell them what to do? Go assert yourself. Go be the alpha. She's not buying it. Oh. Think she's got to go out, babe? Okay.
I don't expect.
All right, let's go into the sewers. Take care of these things. Hey, Grim. Enough, bud. Come here. Grim. Finley, that was his nose, dude. Hold on, I have to break up this fight here. That's enough, Finley. Okay? Big. Got him. Good. Yep. Relax. And of course, they're going to go right back at it. Yep, there they go. All right, heading to the sewers. See how we do down here. This almost isn't even fair. Oh, now they're licking each other. Which in dog terms is tasting. Slaughterhouse. Almost what it feels like sometimes. But they have to sort it out themselves. It's not... No, we only intervene if it's getting really bad. Yeah, they're just playing, even though it sounds like they're killing each other. When somebody yelps, you know it went too far. And once they yelp, they usually just... They'll back off because they get scared themselves. Uh-oh, Grim. You're pissing off Mom now. That's not good. She's still upset. He says he just got tired of standing and fighting, so they're gonna lay down and fight. That's it. Alright, so we still have a little bit of vulnerability to fire. Alright then. I'm dying. My daughter just brought a cookie right to Ken to show him the cookie and talk about how yummy it is. Great. Good deal. Thank you. Two round of pitas already? Nice. Yep, isn't that good? What did you guys make it with? All right. Everybody knows what's up, right? Cool. I put on, the last ones I did, I put spinach, peppers, and onions on. That was really good. No, pita pizzas. And you can get lower calorie pitas if you want. But that one's 200 plus the cheese. You're looking probably at about 270-ish altogether. The low-cal ones have 140 calories in the pita. Right. Oh, it's just a brand with lower calories. Oh, your pitas were 100 calories and 22 carbs? Cool. What brand are they, if you don't mind me asking? Multigrain? But who made them? Oh, cool. Thank you. Just checking. Did I just hear a cabinet door open? Did they figure out how to open cabinet doors now? Be great. We go out there. They're making some refried beans, right? Washing socks? Like old school or like using a washing machine? Like down by the river? Or the washboard or a rock? Yes, you're watching me. I hope. Superior Hawk Helm. Oh, the great rock called MepTech, yes. Arnold, okay. Arnold multigrain pita pockets. Hey! Wow. You see that? Per pocket, okay. Gotcha. Okay, one pita has 2 pockets. Yep. They're actually very good, Bear. The pita pizzas are amazing. Yeah. Yeah, these are, we get Greek pitas and they are not they're not cut. Yeah, I saw it, Ken. Yeah, they don't pull apart into 2 pieces. And I put some low-fat cream cheese on it with some everything seasoning. Very good. If you close your eyes, it's almost like a bagel. Hey, babe, it's Sylvanas. I saw that. I look over and Sylvanas has got the puppy pinned down by his head. Trying to get him under control. Yep, we got the bork, bork, bork. I pick up 3 throwing axes. Nice. Exactly, Bear, you can't. I'm doing about 1,800 calories. 125 grams of protein, and so it's a lot of egg whites, cheese, chicken, and salmon. And I can easily get that that amount of protein. Usually salmon is really good for protein. A lot of fish, and chicken or turkey is probably your next bet. Your next best bet. Red meat is okay, but it comes with its own other issues. Oh, you hate the taste? Ah. I use a Cajun seasoning on it most of the time.
I pray that Atma will rest easy now.
Watch out, Celeste. All right, bud. All right, Carol. Yeah, it's look up either Kingsford or Weber grill, and what I do is I broil it for like 9 minutes. You get them at Walmart has a great deal for them. They do pink salmon fillets that are skinless and boneless, and you know, thawed out in the fridge overnight, and then I broil it for 9 or 10 minutes with the seasonings. It's perfect. Yeah, I would lose the bacon. Usually I'll have it with, been doing green beans in the air fryer, which are amazing. Just throw fresh green beans in there, or frozen or whatever, and a little salt and pepper, yep, garlic powder, little seasonings, and just boom, fire them up. It's really good. Wow, that was Finley. I think Finley's pissed. Exactly. I think Finley's had enough. Cool. Pretty much. Are they still going? He's not having it.
Hello.
They say that the taste...
What do you think of it?
How may I help you?
All right, Farrell, what are we doing here? Decker's about to get all excited. You have a Herodric scroll. Probably a bug. Survived nice.
Good to see you.
Dry Hills and Halls of the Dead are our two next waypoints. Anybody got anything planned for today? Anything exciting? We went on a hell of an adventure yesterday. Nice. It was a little chilly this morning, which I was really glad to see. Which means I can start waking up in the morning and doing yard work without passing out and dying. Yeah, Bear, if you want to jump on the two-wheel death machine and drive out to South Carolina, we'd be happy to have you. done fighting now, and now you're gonna come by me? They're all innocent? Grim. Five. Toughen them up. Yeah, Sioux Falls is right in the middle. Sioux Falls is where the headquarters of my company that I worked for in Michigan before they got bought out by Rent-A-Center, well, or most of the place got bought out by Rent-A-Center. And I spent some time over there in Sioux Falls. Too bad I didn't know you then, bud. Fine, Chicago. I was thinking more like St. Louis.
I am overburdened.
I hate Chicago. St. Louis is a good city. I would say Pittsburgh, but no. Not a fan. Oh, thank you so much for ringing that bell. Matt Smith is here. Welcome, my friend. Hope all is well with you, and thank you for stopping by. My pups brought the fighting out into the living room so that I don't believe they're still fighting. Come on, Rocky Wastes, where are you? I mean, Dry Hills. Oh, there they are. I walked right by them. I've walked right by them. Going to get the Herodric Cube from Halls of the Damned. Star Snarl the Dead. That's a great name. All I want is the waypoint. They're throwing potions at me, jerks. Let's just go and make sure it's not over here. Just for my own peace of mind. And it is not. So we're moving up in the world. My poor little minion over here is getting jacked. He's a defensive minion from Act 2. He's a person. My wife is asking what type of minion. Waypoint and temple, that's what I need. Hey, we got it. We got a waypoint. Yay! All right. Now let's find the temple. What would I have? Dino Low Rider. I was obsessed with the Night Train for a long time. But I'd go with the Dino Low. I don't like the feel of a soft tail. I'm a little too big for the 1200. Yeah. I used to like the Fat Boy for a while, but it's okay. What about you? What would you have? Oh, you said what size? I'm sorry. Yes. I thought you said what kind. My bad. Now, if we're talking cruisers, yes. If we were talking sport bikes again, I don't think I'd go above a 900. I drove the Suzuki GSXR 1300, this Hayabusa. That thing was insane. That was terrifying. Nice. I might do a Rebel 750 too. That's a nice, easy to maneuver little bike. I had a Ninja 250 for the longest time, a tiny little Ninja. That bike was such a little powerhouse. I loved it. Yep. I don't think I'd do a Gold Wing. I might even do a Triumph, you know? Some of them are looking good. Indian is good too. I'd have to weigh it. But I think if I was to get a bike, it would be a trike right now. And I don't know much about them. I know there's only like 1 or 2 models out there from Harley. Because like we were talking about before, I don't think that I can do the balance thing anymore. Yep. And it's good as long as my life insurance is up to par. Lillian has agreed. Because she's convinced that I'm going to kill myself on a motorcycle. I am, you said? Even a trike? That's true. I know. I was victim of that once, I know. That's very good, because it's very hard to hide a motorcycle. Now, it's not hard at all to ride. Yeah. That's where I was too, Eric. At least for me, after wrecking, it took a while for me to get back on one, and I think I want to do it more now just for the hell of it, not just because I have a necessity. And I like the idea of a trike. And it's not, just like Lillian just said, it's not the riders, it's usually other people. That's jacking everything up. You could be the safest driver in the world. Has nothing to do with safety. I was incredibly safe too. Till I got cut off. And you have a choice. Either dump and go across full lanes of traffic or T-bone a freaking small pickup truck. Of course, there's horrible motorcycle driving. They're not immune. But the vast majority, just like gun owners, the vast majority of people are safe. Except for the idiots waving it around. That's why I wish it was mandatory that everybody must go through, to even purchase a gun, must go through some type of safety training. Even if you know it already, it's a good refresher. Because I've seen at the range, some of the people who claim to be the most experienced gun users are usually the most dangerous. People who are usually responsible gun owners have no problem with going to training and refreshing. And I don't want to know who has a gun. I don't need that. You know what? You know what that happens with, Barry? Then you're a target. I'd much rather conceal. Much rather conceal. Because if you got some bad dudes going in somewhere and they want to rob the place you're in, and you're showing you're carrying, you're a target. Not all of them. You can't generalize all of them. What, babe? Yeah, something's happened. Not all of them. The ones you've seen. I used to ride a crotch rock and I was never reckless, ever. One of my friends was the most reckless person I've ever met on a bike. Complete idiot. Stone Main. Hi, Stone Main. I leveled. And that's the same generalization that gets people that make comments like, everybody I've seen with a gun is reckless, but they live in the hood. You know, they live somewhere where nobody has any sense. But the vast majority of gun owners are incredibly safe. They're some of the safest, most respectful of rules and laws people I've ever met. Yep. Trike for me too, I think, if anything. That's long down. What don't you like about guns? Just out of curiosity, I'm not judging you. You don't have to like guns. But when people say I don't like guns, like what, you know, what don't you like about them? Because it's always fascinating to me. Do you not like guns, or do you not like people being safe with guns? I'm not going to judge you either way for your answer. I'm just curious. Hunting guns kills animals, okay. But so do bows and knives and sticks. What about for, like, what do you, just out of curiosity, how do you play, how would you defend yourself or your family if you don't like any of those things? I'm being generally curious. Because whether or not we like something in society, sometimes we have to do things. Anarchy is fine. What happened? Do you want targeted anarchy? That pretty much goes against, oh, you said Archer. I thought you said anarchy. I thought you were going to say targeted anarchy. I'm like, wait, is that a thing? I got you. Thank you. And I ask this of a lot of people that don't care for guns. Because the same argument could be made for anything. Any sort of weapon. And it's not as easy as you would think to get a gun. We can argue, should there be a registry for people with mental illnesses? Should there be this and that? And that's a whole thing. But again, it's such a polarizing topic that we have proven time and time again as society we are incapable of coming to any sort of rational discussion about something that has such a huge bearing on not only our foundation, but also our protection, our well-being, and the very foundation of what it meant to be an American in this country. But it usually degrades into a shouting fest because people are just barking off talking points from their favorite talking head from somewhere. And I would say before you say you don't like them or this or that, and this is just a suggestion, go to the range with somebody who's experienced and shoot one if you have never shot a gun already, and see if your opinion changes of them. And it may not. For New York State, it's near impossible. For Jersey, it's crazy impossible. Here, you got to go through a bunch of stuff. You got to go through training. It's a little more involved. There are some states where it's just like, hey, here you go. But
I can't carry anymore.
How hard would it be, or what rules should there be? Everybody says it should be this or that, but we never come up with answers or ideas. Because I'm all for discussing possibilities on anything, on any issue. Your dad made you shoot guns? Good for him. But you do realize that the more laws and stuff you put in place, the only people you're hurting are those that are following the laws. People who are already mentally unstable and have already made the decision to break a law are going to break the law whether or not you enforce it or not. How do you enforce a law against a criminal that you can't enforce against now? By regulating something that only hurts the people that follow the rules. It makes zero sense. Good, you should know, because there might be a case where you might need it. It's my belief that everybody should know how to operate a handgun, and a shotgun, and a rifle. Just basic provision and basic safety. Yep. Yeah, here too, Bear. I mean, 2A here is huge in the South. And I'm sure where Eric is too in Tennessee for the most part. They're restricting it where you can carry it everywhere. Some places now. Doctors' places, schools, things like that. Federal buildings. Right. Do you think that but what happens if somebody breaks in with a gun? And again, I'm generally curious. Do you just tell them I don't allow guns in here? I'm not saying having a gun is the answer, but I'm curious as to what, your answer would be to that. The answer is you either give them what they want or you get shot. And that's pretty much it. And I don't, I understand the reasoning. It's basically like, you can't have guns in a school zone. Well, all you're doing is telling criminals where people are not going to have guns and where their best chance of success at robbing somebody is going to be. Right, but what if they shoot you anyway? What if they're there for death? What if, exactly. And that's, gun laws are tricky like that. We can argue this point forever, and I'm not looking to change your mind. I'm just trying to get your, your take on things. Because I hear a lot of different, things, because I carry a gun. I do have my concealed weapon permit, so does Lillian. And it's not that we're so gung-ho pro-gun Second Amendment. It's because there are people out there doing bad things. And no matter how many times you tell them not to do bad things because it's against the law, it's kind of their thing to not listen.
I have heard of your many.
So I would say you have to have, if you're not going to have a gun, you should always have some type of plan for if something goes bad. It's constitutional carry, cool. Hello! What loopholes? And hello, Lulu. Yep. They would still happen, Lulu, because people will always get guns. People will do what they want. If not guns, hand grenades. I hope you take it a little bit more seriously than that, Kirtle. And I know, you know, there may not be an issue, but seriously think about it. Take it easy, Eric. Right, from a gun show. But, you know, what's to say? If somebody wants to do something bad enough, they're going to find a way. That's my point. If somebody is hell-bent on killing a bunch of people and are having a little bit of difficulty getting guns, if they truly want to hurt somebody, they're going to go, all right, time for plan B. 100% worth speaking about. Oh, I know. There's no reason, and that's the whole thing. It's not, you know, lightening things up or whatever. This is stuff that I really want people to talk about. You know, we can talk about this. We can talk about abortion. We can talk about all the giant 100%, you know, topics that are offensive to some and wholly divisive. You know? So, and that's the whole thing, Lulu. And that's, a lot of people will say he got it from a gun show because there was a loophole. Well, what loophole? You know, and that's the thing. If there's legitimately a loophole, close it. Ken's got 2 guns. We got tickets to the gun show over here. But yes, you know, and to say things, it's very, all I'm saying is before people talk about it, and that's the whole purpose here, is educate yourselves on what the stances are and not just what you've heard or read in one place. Yep, for the most part, they are closed. And could there always be more work? Yes. Do I agree with people who are mentally ill not owning guns? To a degree. But isn't every single one of us mentally ill to some degree by somebody's diagnosis? And all they have to do is change the rules at diagnosing and redefine what mental illness is, and there you have it. Right. You know, anybody with an anxiety disorder now has mental illness, so you can't own a gun. You know, PTSD, ADHD, eating disorders. You know, or are you seriously, if you're tested and you have a propensity to have violent criminal behavior, then yeah, you shouldn't own a gun. But that's very hard to ascertain. And what if it's a misdiagnosis? At what point does a doctor's diagnoses trump the Constitution? You know, and our basic rights. So it all goes by what you believe. What do you believe is the best course of action? Somebody who doesn't like guns would say, I don't care. Make it as difficult as it can be to get a gun. Because I don't like guns. Okay? But there's millions of other Americans who do like guns and do believe in the Second Amendment. So that's where our problems are. I mean, I don't have a problem with anything as long as you're responsible enough to handle it, and you've proved that you're responsible enough to handle it. When somebody says, I don't like guns, you know, there should be more of a conversation than just I don't like guns. At least in my eyes. Could this be the Rocky Wastes? I believe it could be. Yeah, and it's not. I'm not here to attack anybody for their beliefs. I'm genuinely curious because I believe we need to debate more about issues respectfully and not knee-jerk and cancel and do all this other garbage that's going on. Because that's not how it used to be. At least how I was raised and how I was brought up. And I understand it's that way now. That there's one right answer and that's it. But that type of thinking is incredibly dangerous historically. And if you look at the way things are going, when you erase history, you're doomed to repeat it. And history is there for a reason. We're supposed to learn from it. So, through experience and wisdom, we should be coming up with answers, and that's what it was. I mean, even years ago, the Founding Fathers and everybody else, if history is correct, there was people on both sides of the fence. The difference is, even though they hated each other's stances with a passion, they debated respectfully about it. And they had to come up with some sort of common ground for everybody to follow because that was their job. And they had that maturity level to do it and not say, I want power. I'm going to do what I have to do. Right. Do you think that if you would, out of curiosity, do you think if you would change it? And I don't, mean any ill will, but if you think like you were attacked or something out there in the world, would your stance change? If you were in a position to protect something or somebody that you cared about and you couldn't? And I think that holds true for a lot of people. Until you have that moment, you don't have it. But growing up where I grew up and seeing what I saw growing up, where people don't respect guns and they use them for crimes and things like that, you kind of get a little bit more of a different outlook on it. I never had a, oh my God, I need a gun right now moment. But working in a prison, growing up in Patterson, I saw a lot of violence. Now, I know very well what could happen. And could a gun change the outcome in every situation? No. But you have a better chance at diverting something or stopping something horrible from happening with a gun. And the answer to that, sadly, is yes. %, yep. But, and again, just take that one step further. If you're using guns for bad, doesn't that inherently make the person bad? And a bad person is going to do bad things regardless if a gun is in their hand or not. They can do it with a spear, a javelin, a stick, a bat, fire, flamethrower. I mean, anything you can get your hands on. If somebody is intent to doing bad, look at all the people that throw acid in people's faces, Or, all that other crazy, horrible garbage. You don't need a gun to do bad things. And just because you're going to do bad, it's actually easier to do bad with a knife than it is a gun. Difference is a gun is way more finite. Exactly, but that's the whole thing. But if you're mentally unstable and you have a predisposition to do bad things, that's a whole nother story. But just like I said before, what type of mental disorder? And then you have not even mental disorders, you have heat of the moment incidences. What happens if, God forbid somebody touches a child and you're a parent and your first reaction is to snap and you grab your gun and you shoot them. Does that make you a murderer or a killer? Just because you kill somebody does not make you a murderer and does not mean you have evil intentions. It means things got out of hand. So did you intend to do bad things? Not at all. Did you do them? Sure. Just like everything else. We break the law every single day. We all speed. We all bend the law a little bit. But we pick and choose which laws we bend and break. And none of us are innocent. And working in the prison showed me that many people are one finite choice away from being a good person in jail or an evil person. Right, it could be self-defense, but you know what? The law still says you killed somebody. And it's up to a jury of your peers. Is justice fair? Not always. But if you 100% know you did the right thing in protecting, if you're going to get a gun with the intent to do something bad, then you probably shouldn't own a gun. But most people don't do that. You don't go and buy a gun if you're a criminal. A criminal's not going to walk into a gun shop and say, hey, here's all my personal information. Please give me that gun. And then 3 days later, go to a store and hold it up. No, they're going to go somewhere on the corner and buy a stolen gun that's not registered, that's not traceable, that's not anything. And they don't care how they attain the gun. They're just going to get it. It's actually easier to get a gun on the street than it is through actual means. And that's what people don't take into consideration. They say, guns need to be harder to get. I agree. I agree 100%. But it's actually much more difficult to get a gun from legitimate sources than it is to buy it black market. Yep. And I think I told you the story when I bought my rifle in Michigan. I came from New Jersey where you can't buy guns and ammo in the same day, just for that reason. So I bought the gun, and he's like, do you want any ammo with this? I was like, wait, you can buy ammo with this? He goes, yeah. And that was it. I said, wait a minute. So I can actually buy this gun. You're giving me ammo. I could have just had a road rage incident in the parking lot with somebody, and I can go outside and shoot him. He goes, I wouldn't advise it, but yeah, you could. And that blew my mind. But then I thought about it. It's the person holding that gun that makes that decision. And regardless, if you had that road rage incident right there, they're not going to stop, go to Dick's Sporting Goods and buy a gun, and then go back out and hope the guy's still there. You know, that's an argument that people against guns use. Because that scenario really doesn't happen. If you're mad enough to stay mad for 7 days, you're going to take care of it long before that. But by that, same argument, I could back my truck up over him. Or stab him, or choke him out, or whatever. Here, there's no waiting period if you have a concealed carry permit. Lillian got pulled over with her gun. And the law states that if you are pulled over, you need to inform the officer that you are carrying concealed. And she did, and the officer actually thanked her and said he wished that everybody did that. Because the last thing a cop wants to do is be surprised with somebody holding a gun or seeing a gun. Because the fact that you didn't own up to it and say you had it is now, are you going to do something bad with it? Yep, also carrying it, being able to use it, and having a permit. And so it is a touchy subject, but I think it's a touchy subject because we don't think about it in the right regards. We just take a stance and say we don't like it because this. So I challenge everybody, whatever your stance is to defend it. And not from a personal perspective, with the perspective of everybody else involved. With the perspective of more people. How is my decision or my belief going to change society for this type of person in this scenario? And I'm not going to tell you what to believe. Just make sure that what you believe not just because I don't like something, because it could be bad. Well, everything could be bad. In the right situations, you could be bad. I could be bad. Hell, I almost killed somebody for touching my father. I'm not a murderer. I don't have any evil intent in my body at all. But I was a second away from killing this dude because I lost it. If I had a gun and I shot him, would it have been self-defense? Or would I have been proxying for my father who couldn't defend himself in that particular moment? That's up for a jury to decide, not me. But being trained and understanding the situations that could come up and learning, most importantly, how to react in those situations is what makes a responsible gun owner responsible. And not just, oh my God, I'm going to wave my gun out. Because when you're a gun owner, you don't pull your gun out to stop somebody. You don't say, hey, freeze. If you pull your gun out, if you think a situation is serious enough to pull your gun, your next action better be to pull the trigger. Because if not, things can get bad real quick. So you never draw unless you are 100% committed. And that in itself, understanding that reality, is what makes it a little bit more unlikely that a responsible gun owner is going to draw and do something stupid. Right. And it will be spoken about maturely. But these are things that need to be talked about. And nobody wants to talk about them maturely. Everybody wants to talk about them from a place of hate, from a place of stupidity, from a place of you're dumb, you're wrong, I'm right. For things like this, there is no real right or wrong answer, especially dealing with this. We have to figure out a way, because it's a law, because it's a fundamental right of this country, it's how do we get along with both sides of it. It would take a really big event or something monumentally earth-shattering for me to believe that we should not have the right to own firearms. And the only way that would happen is if we can genetically alter everybody to not have evil intentions. Which you know as well as I do is not happening, so. No, the problem isn't weapons. The problem isn't anything else. The problem is human nature. The problem is people. It's always been that. There you go. And as Lillian just said, and this is very interesting because as a man, I don't think of it this way. Lillian just said, as a woman, when she's out alone, she feels a gun is an equalizer for her. Because it does give her a chance in a situation where she wouldn't have one. And to me, that's very interesting. What was that? Right, it can be. But on the other hand, it also can be not. Because if Lulia was irresponsible and was an irresponsible gun owner and just drew it to stop somebody, how long do you think it would take for somebody to overpower her and take that gun away? Exactly. You don't draw unless you're going to use it because you don't give anybody that opportunity. Even myself, as big as I am and as strong as I am, or Bear, as big and strong as he is, there's always somebody bigger and stronger. You never know what's happening behind you. Especially me, as I'm getting older and sicker, I can get overpowered pretty easily. And thank God you don't have a gun, Ken, huh? Come here, Deckard Cain. Where are you, buddy? And I do appreciate you talking about this, Kirdall, because a lot of people will say, I don't like guns, and that's it.
Good to see you.
But if you don't like guns, that's great, but that doesn't give you the right to, you know, not you personally, but anybody the right to say, because I don't like guns, nobody should like guns. You know, especially now, the world's getting scary out there. And watch what happens when they put the eviction stuff back into place and take away the extra unemployment benefits and everything else, and people start starving to death again and creating desperation. What we don't understand is what's happening right now is situational design. And you can disagree with me if you want, but look at the patterns. All we're seeing is a consistent government desire to pit us against each other for the sole purpose of weakening us as people. Now, in a democratic republic like we have, The government's biggest fear is us. So they have to find out a way to control us. They used to do it through religion. Now nobody cares about religion anymore because they pretty much quelled a good portion of it. And there's no really moral reason to fear God. Unless you truly believe it. But the problem is that not everybody believes it. So they have to come up with something else. For years, organized religion was used by kings and monarchs to keep their people in line for fear of what they didn't know. So, I'm not against religion in the slightest. What I am against is it being used as a means of control. What you're talking about in religion is faith. Now, faith there's nothing wrong with. To say you must have your faith this way, in this time, in our church, and pay your dues for this faith to practice it, or you're going to go to hell, or we're going to hang you or kill you, is a little bit over the top. To me, the very practice of religion has always been very personal, and if you find other people that believe the same way you do, good for you.
Hello.
But why do you think there's so many different versions of the Bible? Because the Old Testament was straight up brutal. Absolutely brutal. Brutal. Horrible. Vengeful. Fire and brimstone. And they say, this is a little bit too harsh. Let's make a new version. You know, and I only know it from studying it as a document and very little as an act of belief or practice. But if you look at them subjectively from how they were written and you read the Quran, you know, and you read the Old Testament and New Testament. Thank you, Bear. And you could jump right in if you want. I know this is your hot topic. And I really want to understand, you know, the difference between, you know, Christianity, Judaism, and Hinduism, and and all the other isms out there. Is there one right answer? I don't know. You know, we always think about what's going to happen when they kill God. And when they kill God, then we have chaos. Then we have anarchy. But are you for getting rid of morality too? And what religion are you against getting rid of? See, it's blanket statements like that that start arguments with a lot of people because it's so definitive. People will read into that and say, I hate religion. All religion is terrible. But that's the thing. It doesn't have to be in the sky. Jesus isn't everything by belief. In all of us, it is the morality that we take with us. And that's the lessons that the Bible teaches. It's a basic story of how to act towards each other. And every religion has that. Even if you read the Quran, even if you look at Islam, on the surface, it's a very peaceful religion, but you have the same thing you have with people who take Christianity to the nth degree and make it 100%, far crazy outlying stuff. But it's the best story of how to be moral, other than Aesop's fables, which really compare Aesop to Jesus. Not really going to happen. And you may be right, but think about the core beliefs of what they're trying to say, not what they tried to get their followers to do in the name of a religion or a god. Religion isn't bad. Religion is probably a very good thing. It's organized religion, and depending on how it was organized and by whom and for what reason. I mean, look at the Catholic Church. We just found an article the other day I was telling Liliane about. In France, there was over 330,000 incidences of sexual harassment against priests, with over 3,100 priests being found guilty, but hidden by the church and protected. Now, does that mean religion is bad, or the way that particular diocese chose to handle the problem? Now, if you think that's not happening in a lot of other religions and in a lot of other things, you're sadly mistaken. Same thing with rabbis, same thing with everything. There's bad people everywhere. But because bad people do bad things doesn't mean religion is bad. Just like guns. If a bad person hiding behind religion is doing something terrible, think about the Spanish Inquisition, convert or die. You know, one of the bloodiest campaigns in history, the search for the Holy Grail of the Crusades, was absolutely horrific. The things that were done in the name of gods. And the same thing that was done in the name of Islam, and the same that was done in the name of this god and that god, and all the other gods of all the barbaric tribes of before we became settled. But everything breeds hate if people aren't willing to open up and listen to another point of view. It's not how it breeds hate. Most religions don't breed hate. They breed love. A quote from the Bible concerning religion, James 1:27. Pure religion and undefiled before God and Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep unspotted from the world. So yes, really, absolutely. And I wouldn't say I'm a religious person, but I believe now, you know, after being married to Lillian, because I was the biggest skeptic of religion in history. And I'm open to exploring churches. And I went to, you know, a church here before we got married. I went to church with Lillian for the first time, and the second time, and the third time. And I really came to respect, you know, our pastor, because he was a decent guy who wanted to be questioned. You know, I don't particularly care for the people who just push dogma and it has to be this way. Religion, just like anything else, needs to be explored, interpreted, and then discussed to find that common ground, to find that medium area. You're not against Christinas, just Christians. That's great. Grew up Jewish, very prominent Catholic. Right, but wouldn't it make more sense to let that go because and understand that not all Catholics would be that way, or not all Christians would be that way? Not all Christinas are bad. You know, in going to church, and you listen to certain things, and some things stick with you. Like everybody has their, you know, and people will grow up and hate that which is different. Right. And the same thing with a lot of black people in America, and Chinese during World War II, and Irish during when they first settled, and Italians, and everything else, and people with red hair, and fat people, and skinny people, and people with disabilities. That is human nature. And yes, I'm sorry that it happened to you and they did that because you were Jewish. You know, but same thing happens to people who are gay and everything else. I'm not saying blow it off, but instead of hating a group because of how they treated you, and I know it's hard to do it, but you gotta open up and not forgive them, but just forgive people. And only through that forgiveness can you move on with anything. And people use anything. Yep. And that's fine, Bear. If you want to step away, dude, I understand completely. For me, it's disabilities and how people are treated in medical. You know, we all have our hot point issues. And what makes this country amazing is that we have the ability to speak our minds on any of our issues. You know, and the fact that you're uncomfortable is good because it means you're being challenged. And it means that your body is saying, hey, I don't want to listen to this because it's challenging my beliefs, but every belief needs to be challenged. And you should be challenging it yourself. And I don't think we do that enough anymore. We don't challenge our core beliefs. We don't constantly examine ourselves as we learn new things and are, subject to different points of view. Are we still believing the same things just because it's comfortable, because we're supposed to, or because we truly still believe it? Because I know my beliefs have changed, 3 or 4-fold over the course of my life as I grew and learned new things. So, and you should always be challenging yourself, especially with something as big as religion. Because everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to be correct. Everybody wants to live their life perfectly. But that's not what life is. Life is overcoming these things, and in spite of being challenged, to know you're on the right path. But if you're not, have the wherewithal, the understanding, and the desire to put yourself on a better path that you believe is a better path for you and your family, and go forward down that road and see where it takes you until such time as you're challenged again to the point where you need to reevaluate and reexamine. It's very easy to sit in one belief and never ever change it because it's comfortable. But is that realistic? Are you the same person you were when you were 18, when you were a kid, growing up, developing your beliefs? And whose beliefs are they? Are they your parents' beliefs or your own? Are you just mimicking what your parents told you to believe? Or did you make your own belief system just to go against what your parents wanted for you? And then when you're 25 and idealistic and you want to change the world and you believe in a lot of crazy liberal policies that are so far out there that they're more damaging than helpful, even though your heart's in the right place, but they have no sustainability. And then you get your ass kicked by life a little bit and you start to lean a little bit more conservative and say, hey, I want to keep what I have. I understand this a little bit better. I'm going to tone this back, to the point where you're old and you swing ultra right now from the other side because you believe you're constantly getting attacked and you see things getting taken away from you as you weaken and decline in your years. That's the life cycle of knowledge and wisdom and gaining. So now you know it. Do you fall in line and let that all happen? Or do you constantly challenge yourself? I'd like to think I'm going to constantly challenge myself. Well, I don't know. That's why I like having these conversations. But it's not everybody's racist. And that's the thing. Just because I'm white doesn't mean I'm racist. There are tons of people who happen to be white and racist, but there are tons of black people who happen to be black and racist, or Chinese and racist, or Latino and racist, or Indian and racist, or whatever and racist. Racism is a human nature issue. It's not a color of your skin issue. And racism right now is being used by government and the media as a means to divide all of us. And we are buying it, hook, line, and sinker. Because we now live in an age where we have to believe what we read in 180 characters or less, or 240 characters or less. And that's all we have to debate on. And based on that 240 characters, you can be canceled, you can be mobbed, you can be revered, all by interpretation. But what it is a mob mentality, and that's all it is. That's all it is. Years ago, they dragged you into town square and stoned you to death. Here they kill you on social media. Just as brutal. Actually, probably more brutal because you have to live in isolation and shame. More like the Scarlet Letter. Right. That's the whole thing, Bears. Not everybody's truth is the same. Because the message of Jesus and the message of Christianity does not need a church to be preached. What is it? Jesus is everywhere. God is everywhere, in everything. Lift a stone and you will find me. I forgot how the rest of it goes, but something along those lines. And thank you guys, because not many people would sit through this and debate this with me, and that's fine. But I think the more people that learn to accept and discuss these things, the better off we as a society will be. And it's no shame that we're going downhill fast. Or it's no surprise, I should say. It is a shame that we are going downhill so fast. Because we'd rather hold on to our beliefs that we hold so dear just because. And if you want to defend the belief, by all means, defend it. That's your right. But to blindly follow it is a problem. And it's kind of a shame because it wastes our ability as humans to use that amazing thing we have called the ability to reason. That sets us apart from the animals. Animals know one thing is instinct. An animal is hungry, it kills to eat. That's it. It never debates if it's right or wrong. It debates whether I live or die. And that's it. That's all animal needs. We had to throw morality on it because we believe it. We believe in it. We believe in the sanctity of life. We believe that everybody has a right to live, for the most part. For most people, I could say that. But a lioness doesn't care if the gazelle dies. The lioness cares if her cubs get fed. Just like a mother cares if her children get fed. And you put a mother in that situation where you strip morality out of it, it's an easy decision. Steal to feed my children. Break the law to do what I have to do to survive. At our core, we are animals. We are primal. The only difference we are is we try to take an animal and give it ability to reason. Every now and then, if you take that morality away, or you take all this wonderful stuff, the internet, electricity, civility, what happens to us? What do? We revert back to the only thing we know, and that's savagery. And if you think animals are savage, wait till you see what humans can do in that situation. The brutality that humans have exhibited over the course of centuries is insane. And everybody wants to say this person's bad, that person's bad. Every single empire in the world has blood on it. Whether it's ours, whether it's the Austro-Hungarian Empire, whether it's the Roman, the Greek, the Turks, any single empire in history. Every single flag, every single person who lives in a country and a nationality has blood on their hands at some point in their history. So we can't overlook that. But are they? We're the same as animals. Are we the worst animals because we should know better? Or are we just animals ourselves? Given this construct that we're in, that we built for ourselves and in a way to act. You know, animals do what they do because that's all they know how to do. We should be better than animals. But are we? Sometimes, I guess, in the right situations. But now, same scenario. If the power grid went out tomorrow and everything reverted back and we all had to fend for ourselves, there would be tribes. There would be leaders to follow. Now, the people who are weaker and can't do for themselves are gonna group up with the people or the person who can, who provides them belief that they will get to the best future. Yep. Absolutely. Premeditation is, and it's amazing what we humans can justify, isn't it? And that's the key, the justification. We can do any of the most heinous acts on ever conceived. But if we can justify them, there we go. Sylvie knows. Sylvanas knows. It's okay, Sylvie. Okay. So what do we do in that situation? In that situation, is it okay to kill to defend your camp and all the food that you've collected? Or do you let your camp get raided? Don't know. I guess it depends on what you believe. If you believe that all life is sacred to the point where you could never hurt another person or take another person's life, then in that situation, you're not going to last long. It's pretty fitting, huh, Bear? I don't know, we're getting way off topic and I'm taking this down a weird road, but you know, when we think about things like global warming and climate change and all this other stuff, do you really think the planet gives one shit about climate change? In reality? And I'm not doubting that the planet is warming up, likely because of us and what we're doing. But do you think that if it gets to a point where we talk about saving the planet, that's ridiculous. The planet is in no danger from us. The planet could shrug us off in a minute if it wanted to, in less than a minute. Right. So that's the morality of the situation. But why should we? I'm not saying we shouldn't care about it, But what change do we think we're really going to make that's going to affect us? If we are at the point of no return, then in my eyes, the writing's on the wall. You know, we're screwed. So, for the rabbit, don't worry, you're fine, dude. And I don't know. You know, this is stuff I ponder all the time. Like George Carlin said, the planet will shake us off like a bad case of fleas. And the only thing that will be left is Styrofoam, Cher, and Keith Richards. Because they are all unkillable. And I'm sorry, I'm running around in circles here. But it's been a while since we got into deep conversation, so... And this is stuff I believe needs to be talked about. Whatever side of the fence you're on. Right. Just like the dinosaurs. Or just like whatever. All it takes is one catastrophic event. And the planet will still be around as long as the planet needs to. Will it be inhabitable? Don't know. You know, but these are things I want people, you know, to ask themselves. And then try to think, if you have kids, what those kids are going to be like in 20 years when they go out into the world. You know, what's the world going to be like for them? And is it a much more scary place than you remember it to be? To me, the answer to that is yes. But that's only coming from somebody who's not living in that world right now. Now, I'm living in a whole different world where I am a little bit more secure in my existence for right now. You know, like I told you, one of my mentors, I think I told you guys this beforehand or another time, you know, my mentor was my professor in college, and he summed it up pretty perfectly about the life, you know, how somebody's life should go. He says, if you're a young person and you're not a liberal, you have no heart. If you're old and you're not more conservative, then you have no brain. And I think there's a lot to be said of that, because as we are young, we have all the ideals. We have all these things. We want to change the world. And then you realize the world is not really about being changed. The world doesn't like change. Change is scary to the vast majority of people. So it takes a monumental effort to get something changed. Unless you get everybody behind you. Now, what's the best way to get somebody behind you? By telling you the other side is bad. So here you have both sides of the political arena telling you that the other side is bad. Then you have the media puppets telling you the other side is bad, whoever you listen to. Then you have the corporations telling you, through who they're lobbying for, to tell the politicians what to say, to tell the media what to say, to tell you what to say, to get you to act a certain way. I know this sounds very conspiracy theory-esque, but follow me here. What's the best way to pit people against each other? Divide and conquer. It's been that's the one basic foundation of how to take out an empire or somebody or an area you want to take out. If the people are divided and more worried about fighting with themselves, they're super simple to control. What do you think would happen if we ever united as people and decided, you know what? We're going to hold media accountable. Then we're going to hold corporations accountable. And then we're finally going to hold politicians accountable. Not each other accountable for what you believe because you said something wrong on social media in somebody's eyes. That is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard in my life. Just like me being called a racist for asking why looting is a viable option when you're trying to get respect and further a cause. Because to me, it makes no sense. I understand the words as to why they're doing it, but I don't understand why looting a private business furthers your cause. If you want to loot the corporations that you are against, cool. What's even more funny is what we're doing here is we like to tweet about everything we're pissed off about how we hate corporations and how they're evil and all this other stuff from $500, $600, $700, $1,000 phones. giving the very corporations that hold a monopoly on all these things that we hate money so that we can use their networks, their products, to complain about them. What the hell are you doing? You can't take a stance and ignore that. If you do, all you're doing is spitting out talking points because somebody told you that's what you should believe and you want to be on that side. And that's cool if you want to do that, but admit that. You're like, I have no substance to my argument, I just believe this because. Or you can believe what you want to believe with reason, and then be aware that you could change that belief. And you should change that belief if you're presented with different knowledge that makes sense to you. But so often are we quick to dismiss the other side because it's foreign, or it's weird, or because we're supposed to, or because I'm white and I'm a registered Republican, that must mean I love Trump and everything he stands for. Or I must live, or because I'm a Democrat, I believe that Hillary Clinton is the savior and Barack Obama is everything that we ever wanted in a president because he's the best person. What he was a charismatic con man, just like every other politician. Do you think the president really has power? The power lies within the Senate and Congress. That's where our power is. So many people, if you watch some of the YouTube things out there where they go and they interview people about, what the branches of government do or who said what quote, nobody has a freaking clue. Everybody has an opinion, but no one has a clue. That's the society we live in, and that's 100%. That's more dangerous than any gun owner on the planet. Is somebody with misinformation, because all you have to do is be charismatic and get people to believe that information enough. Then you got yourself an uninformed mob, and with an uninformed mob, you could do whatever the hell you want to do. That's what we should be fearing. Not guns, not religion, not the right or the left, or the blue or the red, or the black or the white. That's what we should be fearing, is misinformation, and those that seek to push it for a means of control, because all it is a means of control. Because religion's not doing it anymore for us. So now we need something else. I know this is incredibly deep stuff, and I usually don't go off on this many tangents. Is anybody even listening to me anymore? I know you are, sweetie. You have to. You're a captive audience. I don't know. Do you need another reagent, possibly? Did you train in Zandalar ore smithing? It was the mining? What's up, Ken? What, babe? Maybe? I don't know. Can you go to your trainer and just see, click on, like, unlearned? Hello from the Philippines, Philip Gary. How are you? And welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Welcome to Diablo II, Resurrected. All right. Thank you all for coming to my TED Talk. I appreciate it. And seriously, if you guys want to talk about this at any time, please hit me up in DMs if you don't want to talk about it in public. I'm really curious at what everybody's beliefs are. And I will always talk about them unfiltered. I know sometimes I get a little crazy. As we all do. We all have opinions. But I was dealing with a lot of stuff there. Being called a racist really bothered me. Please drop an offering on your way out. And that's it. I really would like to talk to you, Bear, one day about your thoughts on religion versus mine. Because surprisingly, I don't think they're going to be that different at their core. Again, I'm not as well-versed as you are in everything. It's more principle to me than anything else. Drops $1. I'm not taking my shirt off, Ken. So what's going on, Philip Gray? How are you? Noah's here. What's going on, dude? First Church of Mep, right? Next thing you know, it'll be like the Insane Clown Posse. Mepelos. Just show the belly button. You have a Herodric cube. You're damn straight I do, Deckard. And I would like you guys to know that Lillian is fully addicted to WoW. Please send help. Send donuts. It's the only way, it's the only thing we have that could possibly sway her. Unsanctified what? Storm Silver? What is that? Oh. And guys, if I say anything that you think is wrong or you don't agree with, don't be afraid to ever challenge me. Because I want that challenge. And not because I want to prove you wrong and me right. I would really genuinely like to hear what your reasoning is. Because your reasoning might be a way of looking at it I never thought of. You know, you guys know enough about me to know how much respect and how much I believe in the Socratic method of thought. And how much I believe in debating points and coming to a conclusion and gaining wisdom through those discussions. That's my whole basis of how I gather knowledge. Good. Don't worry, you're good. You are fine. You would be mistaken, Bear. That would be chocolate honey glazed are the best donut. Apple fritters are good. I will not deny you that. But if given a choice, it is chocolate honey glazed. Just saying. Sorry, Bear. Now we can't be friends. All this other crap that we talked, it ends now. Right now. That's it. Our friendship is over, Bear. It's come to this. Donuts. It's the one thing this is the hill I'm dying on. Bavarian creams are very good too, but jelly donuts would be a second for me. Just a regular base. I'm out of here. And if you don't want to challenge me on stream, that's fine. Challenge me through DM. But I would love nothing more than to sit and have lunch with Bear and just talk. I got a chance to talk to Sensitive Vulcan at PAX, and that was great. That was one of the best conversations I've ever had because we have differing beliefs, but we both studied philosophy and both believe in, you know, in that way of discussing things. And that was such a great, just a great way to go about the day. It's a lot of fun. So we sat there over what should have been a 20-minute meal, you know, and 3.5 hours later, we're still talking. And I miss having conversations like that with people. And that's what I meant before, where you can't do it in 280 characters or less. You're doing yourself, the subject, and the other person a disservice by thinking you can. And if you don't have more time to talk about a subject, you should probably rethink talking about that subject at that particular moment. Exactly, but there's always a common ground. My soul is spoken for, Bear. I'm pretty sure. Fight to the death. Is it wrong to scream die maggot in the maggot? You know what? This is called the maggot layer. Why are there no maggots? You know, and think about consciousness for a minute. You know, think about our consciousness. Think about yourself. Think about why you're here. Think about where you came from. What are we even doing? And it's mind-blowing when you sit back and you think about it to the point where you're like, I can't even fathom this. And if it was created by one being, by one entity, what was the reasoning behind it? And are we the only ones? And these are things I think about on my own. Like, I should never be left alone with my own thoughts because my brain never shuts off. Start. I go by the Gospel of Jewel. When she asked the question, when she poised, who will save your soul? Absolutely, Jared. Oh, I get that. And I get that. But why? And where did it come from? You know, aside from what we learn in the Bible and what all that teaches us, where? You know, taking things on faith is very difficult for some people. Me used to be one of them. I'm kind of on the fence now. So to speak things as fact, one must have undeniable proof, right? And I get that. It's hard for me, who believes in proof in the scientific method of everything, to accept that which cannot be proven on faith. Right, in the beginning, God. But what came before God? Then what about the Big Bang? What about evolution? What about all these other things that people have proven supposedly via science? How is it that we can, or some can, disbelieve all of that while believing in something else that can't be proven? To me, it's an awesome thing, but it's a little far-fetched. 100%. What's better than a good story? Life is a great story. That's very well said, Jared. Thank you. But it's all what we believe. And I'm way farther along than I used to be, but I'm not quite there yet. And I know people have been asking these questions and challenging religion since the dawn of time. You know, and you have to ask yourself,
The staff of
just
kings.
like with ghosts and UFOs and everything
astound
else,
me, my friend.
without proof, how do we...
Shaft portion of a Herodic staff.
How do we...
I trust you know
No,
how
it's
to
happening.
use a Herodic cube to unite the shaft with its headpiece.
Way too many unanswered questions. And I get that, Jared. Thank you for that. Again. You know, he said it, but there's also a lot of false prophets out there who claim that they're God, or claim that their God is better than this God, or that God's better than that God. So which God is right? You know, every time science proves something, a God dies. How long before they kill the one God? And what will it be replaced with? AI? Machines? You know, does God exist when people stop believing in him or her? Or does it take the belief of people to keep God alive? Maybe. Maybe that's what Disney was trying to say. I don't know. That's a little bit of blasphemy for you guys on this Sunday afternoon. Exactly. These are the questions, Bear. Scientifically, I would say yes. Because it has to. Because sound is a proven scientific thing that happens. Now, belief, God doesn't require anything scientific to exist. Quite the contrary, he believes in belief. Or he needs belief to make him real. Whether or not I believe a tree makes sound doesn't matter because it does. You know, God is a construct, possibly, of man, just as time. So what is the reality? Do I believe in universal order? How do you mean? Right. Exactly. But if people stop believing in God, does he exist? How can you say that with such... That's my question, Jared. Not judging you for any stretch, but how can you believe that with such certainty? That's what I struggle with. Gotcha, Bear. Right, so to you, he doesn't exist. So in that regard, I guess, in your mind, since you don't believe in him, he doesn't exist. But if you did, he would. So following that train of logic, if the last person who believed in God stopped believing in him, what happens? Does he just take a back seat and let free will reign? I'm pretty sure Judas Priest is with you. What's up, JG? Or is it double JG now? Now, is that also by design as a test of human nature, or there is truly a negative, positive, evil, good? You know? JG is more OG, it is. And remember, this is coming from somebody who studied religion, not from a belief perspective, but from a historical perspective, and what it meant for societies way back. Bible study. I would do it. I would love to study the Bible with somebody, with a group of people who are open-minded, but I haven't found any yet. It's taking not a disbeliever, but I don't even know how to say it without being offensive, because I wouldn't say I'm a disbeliever, but I'm also not a believer. I don't even know what you would call somebody like that. Good night, Philip. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, guys. And if you're liking the discussion, if you're liking the gameplay, which is not much right now, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and hit that sub button. If you guys want to see more, you'll be notified every time I go online, which is Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm already offended. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Bear. My intent is not to offend you. My intent is to ask questions. There's that word intent again. Now, is it intent or perception? That means more. No, Bear doesn't skip through Switzerland much on this topic. Only on the surface. Right now he's chanting, "Thou shalt not kill," over and over again. Oh, you? Okay, gotcha. I gotta learn to read better. He's cleaning his gun. That's great. Oh, I'll never hurt myself thinking too much, Jared. That's what I do. I seek answers. I seek answers all the time. That's what I've been doing my whole life. I'm totally okay. My problem is I can't not think about things. And I want to understand them on the level of which they needed to be understood. Because clearly I'm in the minority here. 95% of the planet believes in some type of organized religion. So am I that arrogant where I think that I know more than 95% of the people on the planet because my belief is better? No, I can't do that. I have to entertain the fact that my belief is wrong. Why do that many people believe in something that I can't fully accept? Exactly. It's the only way. That's the only way to truly save them. Is to kill them. No. Always. We fight and struggle with insanity on a daily basis. With things like, why are we here? What are the things we can't understand? Do ghosts exist? All this other stuff. What is our soul made of? All these things that we can't answer. But I don't believe that that drives you insane. I think that the answers, if they are so profound and beyond human comprehension, that is where you can be driven insane. And absolutely, if you want to attain enlightenment and ultimate wisdom, you have to be willing to walk that path. At least that's how I see it. I'm willing to accept that some things are beyond human comprehension at this point in our knowledge, in our understanding of things, in our ability to see what's around us and out there in the bigger picture. And is that by design because we're not ready yet? Or are we just incapable because we're not meant to? And that's where your tests of faith come from. 10, 15 years ago, I would have failed that test horribly. Now, I'd probably get a solid C-. There you go. I'm going to start the Church of 45 Caliber, Bear. With me? What was that, Jared? Jesus. And thank you for sharing your opinions with us, Jared, and being open-minded. I really appreciate it when people come in here and aren't judgmental and truly want to see and understand and debate and talk about things in a respectful and mature manner. So thank you. Fist bump. And maybe I just don't get it, and that's cool. I'm willing to try to get it. If somebody will be patient enough with me while I figure it out. But there will be a lot of questions, and there will be a lot of challenges. Hammerdin. Is it OP? I've never played one. I played the Assassin, I played Sorceress, I played Necro back in, way back for a little bit, but never did much on it. Played a Barb. Figured I want to do the Hammerdin build. Hammerdin, Ken, is the build I'm going with now. Paladin for the Din. Hammer for Blessed Hammer. Which I should probably respec into him very shortly. I'm level 20. I have a few. I'm still trying to figure out which one I want to do. I haven't played this game since it was out. Way back. Originally. I really like my assassin, my lightning assassin. I really like my sorceress. I wasn't that happy with. I used to play sorceress like solely way back and whirlwind barb, and I gotta say I'm not really super happy. In my brain, it's not playing the same as it did back in the original. I'm trying other things. Yep, Ken's playing a druid. My friend Eric is playing a necro. I'll probably go with my assassin, lightning sentry. Mostly, I think. Because this is fun, but like you said, it's way ridiculously powerful. And I didn't even respec yet into Blessed Hammer yet. I don't even have to do anything. I'm just standing here killing stuff. Does it? I haven't really seen a whole lot of gameplay with it. My goal is to make a summoner. Just to have fun with, just to have a million little army of minions doing my bidding. Wait a second. I think I have to go over there. I think I see the entrance to the place I'm supposed to go. Die! What do you usually play, Jared? Nope, I was wrong. Damn it. And how did you find me, Jared, out of curiosity? Excuse me. Gotcha. It really is, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to play. I got a couple characters to Nightmare, and just trying out a bunch. Got Perfect answer. Touche, my friend. That's great. There you have it. Ah. Oh, that was good. I needed that. Thank you. Ugh, maybe I need to stop questioning everything and just accept. That was beautiful. Thank you. Look, this dude needs some serious saving. Oh, that was beautiful. That was perfect. And what part of the world are you in, Jared, out of curiosity? Are you in the States as well? To the ancient tunnels, shall I go? I'm going to skip it. I don't need to go there. I don't need your stinking ancient tunnels. Indianapolis, Indiana, very cool. Not too far from our good friend Jordan. I'm in South Carolina, Charleston. I grew up in New Jersey, though. North Jersey. In Patterson, to be precise. Many, many, many years ago. We got people from upstate New York, South Dakota. Yes, I am married. 10 years. With a little family of puppies. No children to speak of. My wife has severe rheumatoid arthritis. I have multiple sclerosis. So we're just living our disabled life. I still work. Not ready to give that up yet. And that's pretty much my story. I am a network engineer by trade. Yep, I got married late in life, and my wife is one of the biggest reasons why. She's very, very faithful, and she's one of the main reasons why, you know, I'm more open to a lot of things, because here's somebody I love and care about who is, who I think is a rational human person, believing what she believes. Her brother was a pastor, comes from a mostly religious family, and believes. She doesn't believe in church a whole lot anymore, but she's still a 100% believer. And it's interesting to hear her reasonings. And what she said to me once that opened my eyes to the possibility was, and I said, well, how can you blindly follow something based solely on faith? And she looked at me and she asked, she said, do you love me? I said, of course I love you. She said, explain why. So I started listing the reasons and everything. And she's like, no, don't list the reasons why. Those are reasons. Those are attributes. What is it that makes you love me? And I went, I don't know. I just do. Because it feels right. And I went, oh, okay. I get it now a little bit. So there is unexplainable stuff that happens. And, you know, most people would overlook that and not care. I can't do that. I have to find out the why behind it. Oh, I'm going to crash. Can you guys still hear me? Exactly. Today is my first hiccup on stream. I dropped 17,000 frames, which isn't much, but yeah. So when you look at it in that regard, of course you have to examine it. Like I said earlier, you know, all my life I didn't believe, but you have to entertain the possibility when you're in the minority, the vast, huge minority of people that don't believe in some sort of higher power. And I'm not sure if everybody struggles with it. To me, it's usually you believe or you don't. What do you mean the character cannot be found on the server? I will fight you. Or did Blizzard go down again? They've been having issues with their servers the last couple days. You know, so if I could change my ideas on love, on everything else, why can't I change my life, my views on religion? So that's where, and I wouldn't say it's a struggle, it's a journey for me. Struggle's not the right word because I'm not struggling with it. I am seeking to understand it better for myself. I don't even know if I have it. It is a Blessed Hammer Paladin. And what's up, Naked Mole Rat? How are you? Okay, so my application closed. You've been here before, Naked Mole Rat, right? Your name looks familiar. You're bored? Cool. Hopefully we can unbore you. And if we can't, there's a million other streamers out there. Hopefully they will not bore you. Why are you bored? Is the question. What is boring you? Cool. Just your name looks familiar, that's why. Oh yeah, Blizzard's down again. Oh well. If that's not a sign from God, I don't know what is. That I should go hang out with my wife and puppies. Alright guys, I'm going to end it here since the game is down. I don't have time to load Skyrim. But, thank you for being here, Jared, in all seriousness, please. I hope to see you again. How do you persevere in a financial journey? Learning a trade for years? I redid my whole entire career later in life. I went back to school in my late 30s, early 40s, and got my second degree. And thank you. I appreciate that, Jared. And I went back into that trade. I was a prison guard for a while. I worked in retail for a very, very long time. Always wanted to be a cop, and waited too long, you know, this and that. And then I ended up being a prison guard for a while. And that opened my eyes to a lot of things, too, just in human nature and people. And then I met my wife through a Dungeons & Dragons game. Ironically, I was living in Colorado at the time, and she was back in my home state of New Jersey at one of my friend's houses. And we were playing remotely, and we just hit it off from there. And, you know, 6 months later, we went on our first date. And then a little bit after that, I moved in with her, moved cross country, left my job, and that was it. Started my life. How soft is my fur? It is the softest, most luxurious fur in the world. And I'm sorry that you don't have any. It's terrible. But yes, I'm going to head out, and I will see you guys next time. Again, I'll be here Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and I will see you. Bear doesn't have any fur. He's a weirdly unfurry bear. Take care, Jared. Thank you so much. I hope to speak to you again. All right. Take it easy. Peace.